Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Headmaster's Homeroom. I am Lady Hamilton. So great to see everybody here tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's say hello to our wonderful viewers over there on Rumble, if I can talk tonight. Hello, guys, my wonderful friends and family. Nice to see you, Dark Horse JJ, Frosty, and Nancy, and others I'm sure are joining in soon. Nice to see you. Also, all of our wonderful viewers on Pills with your great memes. Love to see you guys over there as well. Hello, ex-viewers. Nice to see you guys as well. Make sure you say hello so we can say hello back to you. Okay. Interesting. And a hello to YouTube. I don't know. Maybe they don't want to play me. We will see. Tonight will be a great, great night. We will see. You know what? In the meantime, do me a favor, everybody. Hit those buttons, hit those likes, those follows, share, and help support the show. We sure do appreciate you. With your cash apps, your rants, your subscriptions, your pills, your tips, and more. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Well, tonight we are talking about feeding your body and feeding your soul. As holidays are approaching, we are making some great things tonight. I have saw some things and some inspiration videos. I love X and I follow a lot of food channels over there. But I saw something about making amazing fondue in a cast iron skillet. So we are doing my own recipe of blue cheese fondue tonight. Then we're learning how to make our own sweetened condensed milk, our own chocolate syrup, and finishing off with a chocolate trifle. I'm so excited that you guys are joining me tonight. I hope you brought a snack. In the meantime, don't forget to hit those likes and follows so we can break the algorithms. And not everybody get hungry with us, right? I am so excited to share these things with you. So if you guys are ready, I am going to load up our first video. I'm glad everybody is, I guess I need to do that. I'm glad everybody's here joining me tonight. Let's get this loaded up here. All right. Starting out with a favorite. Oh, it's our blue cheese fondue served with steak and other goodies tonight. So we are going to load that up and we're going to get right to it, everybody. This is Lady Hamilton's blue cheese fondue. Here we go. This recipe is for blue cheese fondue, everyone. So let's take a look at what we are going to use to create this. We got a couple tablespoons of cornstarch here, 4 cups of crumbled blue cheese. We've got a couple tablespoons of your favorite hot sauce. We've got a cup of your favorite beer and 2 cups of your milk. And we also have 2 cream cheeses here. You could definitely have this if you want to, but we're enjoying this for the holidays, so let's get to it. So we're going to start here with our cream cheese, which needs to be softened, everyone. We're going to take half of our blue cheese and put it inside there. Our cornstarch goes in here as well, and we are going to blend this up. So on the stove, we took half and we added our cream cheese and our blue cheese, and we mixed that in with the cornstarch in a mixer, and we brought this back and we added the remaining of the blue cheese crumbles right here on top. I like to have a little bit of chunk in the blue cheese as well too. You can see most of it was already blended in with the cream cheese. And we're going to let this start melting a little bit and get warmed up here before we add in our mixture of our beer and milk. We can go ahead and we're going to take our wonderful hot sauce, just drizzle that right over. That's the hot sauce of your choice. I like to add that. That is absolutely optional. Again, we're just going to start and let this start warming up and already getting melty, where we're going to slowly add in our milk and beer mixture. All right, we're getting that cheese going already, getting a little warm and melty. That's what we want. Start doing that. Just mixing in our hot sauce here. As you can see, that's starting to get a little melty. We're going to add a little bit of our milk mixture at a time. That starts incorporating with our cheeses as it melts. Letting that in. like that. And like I said, just a little bit at a time as that warms up. And then a little bit more. Do it like that. Warm up and melt all at the same time here. Oh, it's a beautiful job incorporating. All right, look at that. And a little bit more. One up and incorporate. Okay, give this one a minute. All right. All right, we're adding the rest of our liquid. Let's get that incorporated. Wait for all of this wonderful cheese to melt. Beautiful. All right. So I like to have, not everything dissolved, I like to have some chunks of blue cheese. It is definitely a consistency for a wonderful fondue. You could continue cooking it down, and as it stays heated, this cheese is definitely going to melt more. But for this purpose here, we are leaving it just where it's at because we've got a wonderful cast iron pan here that we are going to be adding this to and finishing this in the oven. Grab all of this. Just like that. That fondue is great for dipping, but I got a few inspirations and I decided that we are going to do this definitely Lady H's style. So we've got this in our beautiful cast iron pan. And we are going to add some wonderful Parmesan Romano cheese on top, just because I believe that all cheeses need to have a friend. So we are going to make sure we're going to cook this in the oven and get this nice golden brown, yummy, gooey, because we've got a great addition to be adding to this. Just getting a couple of cups of Parmesan cheese right around the top, letting it mix into it, bubble, gorgeous. We're going to throw this at 350 in the oven, like I said, for about 20 some minutes, and we will see it when it's done. All right, to go with our blue cheese fondue tonight, we are going to be serving it with steak. You guys could do some meatballs, you could do some bread, you could do, we're going to have to put in some celery as well too, but again, I saw this on an inspiration and I decided to totally go with it. So we've got our wonderful steaks over here. We're going to take our beautiful cast iron pan and our avocado oil and give this a nice little swirl. Get it nice and warmed up, ready to go, because we want these steaks just to sizzle. We're going to take wonderful Lady H's 7 spice mix over here, because all food needs to have a great amount of flavor, in my opinion. Rubbing that in, making sure we've got some great flavor going on in our steaks, making sure both sides get that wonderful flavor. Just a little dab to you. Rubbing that in. You guys could just do a little salt and pepper if that's what you want. I like to have my 7 spice mixture as we rub that into our meat and getting that nice and seasoned, everyone, ready to go as our cast iron is heating up. All right, a great way to test to see if our cast iron is hot enough to go, or any of our pans are hot enough to go. I'm gonna love to have this anyway, but I like to take a little bit of garlic and throw that in there, and we get to test and find out if that is warm enough. That will start sizzling and let us know. Let's try to get, there we go, and we've got a couple of them in here. All right, I can see our garlic sizzling a little bit here, so we're going to move that off to the side and just get our steaks loaded in here. Love cast iron cooking. We want them seared on both sides, nice medium rare. All right, get these ready. Turn it over. And let them cook on the next side. All right, so our steaks are done. And we are going to move them over to a cutting board and let them rest here as our fondue is still in the oven cooking. I'll give them ample time to do that. All right, we'll be back to put this all together in just a few minutes. All right, our blue cheese fondue is finished. Look at that color. So we've got our plate over here ready to go for our wonderful dipping options here too. Our steak that we have gotten, we've got some amazing celery. We've got some peppers as well. And of course, we've got a few little crostinis, you know. So here we go. We are going to dive, look at that, how creamy this is. Putting into a bowl for dipping. Oh man, smells so good. Look at that, everyone. Beautiful blue cheese fondue. Yum. Cast iron cooked. Just like that. Just like that. And there you go. You guys are set for a party. All right. Lady Hamilton style. Enjoy. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Excuse me. Enjoyed that. Oh, hey. We love it, Manoli. I love it. Nice to see you. She says, hi, everyone. Nice to see you over there. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Love to have that. Good way to flavor the oil, too. I agree. Oh, my gosh. That was so good, by the way. And I was able to use that because I had so much left over, right? Like, thank you so much. Looks fantastic. Thank you so much. I was able to use that for other things too. Like the next day I made a wonderful egg souffle, right? And I mix that in with my sauteed. You guys have seen me do that, or you call it egg souffle, eggs casserole, whatever. And I mix some of that in there with it. Oh my gosh, that was so good. And then you could top it with that with a burger or whatever. I think I used a little bit of that for the following day. I always love to use my leftovers to create new recipes and things like that. It was so good with the cream cheese also adding into that. It was really, really good. Yes, blue cheese goes well with other things. A lot of people, there's some people that like blue cheese and can just eat it straight. And then there's, I'm one of those people, depending on the blue cheese, yeah, absolutely. But usually if you serve it with some kind of berries or pineapple or something like that, it's always good with something else. It's wonderful with steak and hamburgers and so forth. And in that last picture, as you know, that my husband and I don't do bread. the crostinis went to my son, right? But my husband and I did potatoes. And so we were able to dip our potatoes in there. He broke out the grapes and tomatoes too for that. I was like, nice, way cool. I was so excited to see that, you know, I was like, all right. So, and he loved it. My husband and I really do love blue cheese. I hope you guys, yes, it goes great with olives. So many wonderful things, you know, he was pulling stuff out of the, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, you know, grapes. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, and he was like, yeah, we're just going to try this. It was so good, guys. So good. I hope that you guys try that. It was my first time ever making, ever making blue cheese fondue. And you know what? I mean, I like my regular fondues. You guys have seen me cook that before, but this is definitely a keeper. It is definitely our tradition every Christmas Eve to make fondue. That came from my mom. So, I mean, all my life, she has been making fondue every Christmas Eve. And we just keep, you know, keep that tradition alive. And so now I'm going to start incorporating blue cheese fondue because it is definitely a favorite in this house. So I hope you guys like that, that recipe. That's really awesome. That's probably going to go into the book I'm writing coming soon. Lady H is going to definitely make a wonderful cookbook, but that one is a keeper. All right. We are learning how to make our own sweetened condensed milk. And I ended up using that and turning that into something else at the end. You guys are going to be so excited. But, you know, it's really simple. Doing the sweetened condensed milk is as simple as milk and honey. That is it. Instead of having that canned process, who knows what's in it, you can make your own. And the more you cook it down, if you continue to cook it down, which I did not do in this video, you can even turn it into a wonderful caramel sauce. Super easy. It definitely takes some time. It is all of every 30 minutes or more to just cook this down on low. And that's what it does. It just continues to condense and condense and condense until it gets to be this wonderful sweetened condensed milk. So I'm going to load that up for everybody and get that ready for our next wonderful video here. Let me just get that loaded up. If you have any questions, guys, just I'm hanging out with you in all the chats, whether you're on X, Rumble, Pills, or YouTube. Just throw a comment or a question in here. I usually will answer those back to you, and then I'll even bring it up during the moment where we have a break between videos. Okay. All right, everybody. This is sweetened condensed milk with a beautiful surprise at the end. Here we go. For this recipe today, we are making sweetened condensed milk. And this is so simple, everyone. It's as easy as 3 cups of milk, half a cup of honey. The thing with this recipe is the fact that it is going to take about 30-35 minutes. So we start with 3 cups of milk. And I saw up here, and then we're adding in our half a cup of honey. Straight up to this, and mix this all well. We want to make sure we don't lose an ounce of our beautiful honey. The process of this, again, is it takes time to literally boil down and reduce into that wonderful, beautiful sweet condensed milk. Now, the fact that we're using honey is going to change the color of our sweetened condensed milk. Normally, when you get that, it's going to be a white color in nature. But because of the golden color of our honey, it is going to make our sweetened condensed milk look more like a caramel colored flavor, or caramel color. So that's the only difference, but it's going to be all natural, chemical free, wonderfully made condensed, sweetened condensed milk. So that's going to be very exciting. We're just going to incorporate this, getting all this honey so nothing is stuck on the bottom. So you can already see that our milk has changed to a golden color already. It's going to get darker as this milk condenses down. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this comes to almost a boil. And then we've got this on high. And when this comes to a boil, we are going to lower it down to a low. And continuing to stir, check on it. And it's going to take about 30 minutes on low, continuously stirring to get down to a nice thickened sweetened condensed milk. I believe we have this all mixed right now. try to seal and see if any of the hot honey has not been dissolved. And it's like we've got it all blended in. There we go. We're going to continue to mix this, but that is basically it. We're going to come back when we've got this almost to a boil. Continue stirring it, and we'll be right back. We've got this steaming up now, nice and warmed up. You can tell that it's almost ready to start boiling, which we do not want to do. We just want to get to the point of right before the boil. And we're going to go ahead and put this on low and start cooking it slowly. Again, making sure that we whisk it. We'll be back to check on it, but it's going to probably take about 30-35 minutes until it really produces and gets caramely brown. All right, checking on our condensed milk. We have gone good 15 minutes and it's definitely have gone down. As we've been cooking this on low, making sure it's completely stirred. You see that it's a beautiful dark caramely color here. We want to reduce this down by at least half more, but look at that go. That is what we want to see. All right, we're going to continue to check on it. All right, we have our sweetened condensed milk halfway down to nice and reduced, and we are going to use a strainer here just to make sure we catch all of those, and it will definitely thicken as it cools. You see the color is very much caramely color, and that's because we used the honey instead of the sugar. Nice, beautiful alternative, just catching all of anything that might be left in here that we don't want. Love having the mesh strainer. Just whisking that through just like that. We're going to cover that up and let it cool down, everyone. And we have some amazing sweetened condensed milk, everyone, just like that. Ready to go. If you continue to reduce that down, you can even turn that into a caramel. But we're going to use this for other recipes. All right, everybody, sweetened condensed milk, milk and honey. Making your own chocolate sauce. I've showed you guys how to make sweetened condensed milk before. So we're going to add in a couple of cups of, that's about a cup and a half of sweetened condensed milk, making sure that it is already warm to go. We're going to be adding in a half a cup of our wonderful organic cocoa powder, blending with, making sure not to get it everywhere. As you can see that I doing. We're just going to keep on mixing this. It is super simple. You make the condensed milk with 3 cups of milk and half a cup of honey, and you reduce that down to about a half, so you end up with a cup and a half left over. Adding in half a cup of cocoa powder and a splash of vanilla, and just let that go. That's going to thicken as it cools. It's as simple as that, is to make your own chocolate sauce that you can add to anything, your coffee, to your desserts or ice creams or whatever. That's super simple to do. So I'll clean this up because I got a little bit of cocoa powder everywhere. All right. Just want this to thicken up here. And we'll finish it with a little bit of our homemade vanilla. So you cook that down until it gets thick. You can see the consistency here. That's what you want. Nice and thick. Look at that. Have your own sauce. Yummy. We're going to put in about a teaspoon of vanilla just to finish it off. You can put it in a nice squeeze bottle so it's ready to go, but you have your own chocolate sauce syrup, whatever you want to call it. You can add it to, like I said, to your coffees, to your desserts. Everybody, super simple, made from our sweet condensed milk, which is milk, honey, and cocoa powder vanilla. Super simple, everybody. Organic, chemically free chocolate sauce. There we go. Enjoy. Wasn't that easy? Oh my gosh. That is so easy, everyone. I cannot even tell you. Just unbelievable, right? It's just so easy. And yes, Try's like, I'm putting pineapple with this. I think Try loves pineapple, right? It is so easy, guys, to make that. Oh, wow. Right? You get to lick the spoon. It is so simple. And then you know what? You don't have to go and buy your own, forget the store brand stuff with whatever chemicals are in it. That's why we do this show, to teach you guys how to make your own stuff all from scratch. And that's easy. Like I said, the condensed milk, the hardest part is the time. It's that 30 minutes of letting it cook on low until it literally condenses down in such a sweet condensed milk. And then with the chocolate sauce, just a little bit of cocoa powder and vanilla, and you just let that cook until it thickens up. And next thing you know, you have your own chocolate sauce, whether you're putting it on ice cream or you're putting it in your coffee or you're putting it on pineapple, whatever you're going to do, chocolate dip pineapple. That's right. That sounds so awesome. Really, really easy, guys. I'm so excited to share that one with you. Right? Really yummy. Absolutely yummy. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for that. All right, now it's time for our other dessert. You guys, I was in the chocolate mood. I've showed you guys how to make all different kinds of things, from your own chocolates to now chocolate sauce. How about your own chocolate puddings to make this wonderful chocolate trifle? You guys are so in luck. So we are jamming out for the holidays. This is the dessert you all are going to absolutely just die for. I know that. Absolutely wonderful. Let me load it up, and you guys get to see this amazing dessert. All right, here we go. Let's load it up. All right, we are making chocolate pudding, everybody, with amazing honey. Instead of sugar, we just want to make sure that we know we have our ingredients here. We have a half a cup of honey, a tablespoon of butter, a tablespoon of cornstarch with a pinch of salt added to it. We've got 5 tablespoons of great organic dark cocoa powder, 2 egg yolks, and 2 cups of milk. And we're going to get right onto the stove now. All right, we're starting with our butter and our little bit of salt here, getting that going and melted. Like this. And we are going to put half of our milk in here. I'm just going to divide that, just like that. Get that going and melted, and we'll add in our honey. All right, now that I can see that it's pretty much melted, we're going to be adding in our half a cup of honey here, using our wonderful locally sourced honey. Please support your locals. Honey, one of God's most perfect foods. Like that. We'll add every bit that we can. We're going to mix that in here. We're going to let this get all blended and come up to a warm temperature. Alrighty, really good. Make sure it's all nice and blended together. We're going to let that come up to temperature and move this inside real quickly so you can see what we're doing on the next part. All right, we have our cocoa powder, our eggs, our cornstarch, our milk. And so this is what we are going to do. We're going to put in our cocoa powder. We're going to make sure this is all mixed. Our cornstarch. That was 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Getting all of that mixed in. I'll just take a minute to make sure we get this going here. Which is why we do this while it's cold. Going to blend into our mixture a lot easier this way. All right. There we go. There we go. Look at that. It's just wonderful syrup here. We're going to add in our egg yolks. The recipe normally calls for 1 egg yolk, but my little chickens are laying some of the smallest egg right now as they're just starting, so I did grab 2 egg yolks. But a little note that the recipe normally calls for 1 large egg yolk. We've got this nice little syrup going here already. All right, we're going to be tempering this, and so we're just going to make sure that this gets up to temperature. The only thing else we're going to add to this mixture is half a tablespoon of vanilla that we all make ourselves, as you guys can tell. Look at that. We make our own with some beautiful vodka. You let that baby sit with some great vanilla beans and make your own vanilla. All right. We got that rocking and rolling. All right. Just wait for our milk to warm up. That is warming up quite nicely. Never tempered your eggs before. We're going to be slowly adding in the warm mixture to the cold mixture, basically so we don't scramble eggs here. So I just start adding this a little at a time. Introducing that warm mixture before we go and add it to the rest of our milk. We've got that tempered. We're going to slowly add this into our milk mixture, whisking pretty fast, just like that, making sure that we get all of that tempered in here. Just like this. We don't want scrambled eggs. You know, we probably still will put this through a mesh strainer just to make sure before we get this cooled, but we want to let this come up to a boil. We've got that all tempered and ready to go. Just to go over our ingredients for our pudding again, you guys, we've got 3 cups of milk that we've divided, a half a cup of raw honey, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 5 tablespoons of beautifully organic cocoa powder, 1 egg yolk if it's large, if it's small, 2 egg yolks, 1 tablespoon of butter, and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla. This is still warming up. We want to make sure that this comes to a nice boiling point here. We're going to cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes at that point before we remove it from the heat. As you can tell, it's starting to come to our boil here. It's exactly what it's thickening up. Look at that. Kind of hard to tell through this foamy if I keep whisking it. So let's show you here. See how it's coming to this great boil and thickening up. Look at that. Just a few more minutes. Again, only about 4 minutes here on the stove before we remove it and cool it. You can see we want to get to definitely coating the spoon, getting that little bit of thickness going on. Chocolate heaven. Chocolate heaven. All right, time to remove this from the heat. We've got a bowl here. We're going to put this through a mess strainer just in case. I always like to double check to make sure we don't have any kind of egg particles going on here. Every last bit of this wonderful chocolate. All right, put this through the strainer. Look at that, no particles. You tempered that really well. Just maybe only a few, but that's why I grab them. What we're going to do is cover this with plastic wrap and make sure we refrigerate it. You could let it sit for a few minutes and go ahead and eat it if you want to eat it warm. A lot of people do that. Or you cover it in plastic wrap and put it in the fridge, which that is what we're going to do. Measure this, but the important thing about covering it with plastic wrap, let me get that first, is you want to make sure that you go down and cover the top of the pudding so you don't have any skins forming. So we just put that right there on top, making sure it's sticking to my bowl. There we go. Right there on top of our pudding, just like that. So it stays nice and wonderful. Go ahead and refrigerate it. You can, after it refrigerates, you can serve it with whipped cream and berries. You can have it warm and just enjoy it. This is our chocolate pudding, everyone, and we are going to see it in a later recipe. We are making a chocolate trifle today, and we're starting with our wonderful blueberries and blackberries because we're going to make a little sauce here to go. Little berry compote sauce, as you can see. I frozen these because these came from my garden this summer. I know there's a lot of steam, but you should look at these. Look at these blackberries, everyone. Unbelievable. So I pick these every year and freeze them so we can have them for later. But this is simple. We're just going to make a little sauce compote here. And how you do that is you put in about, this is probably 2 cups of blueberries and blackberries. We are going to put a little balsamic, and when I mean a little balsamic, we're talking maybe 1/4 of a cup of that. Maybe not even that. Let me just measure that out. Yeah, a good 1/4 of a cup. 1/4 a cup of balsamic vinegar in there. And we're going to be putting in 1/4 a cup of honey. We're going to let this cook down and thicken up. Those blueberries will pop and make this beautiful sauce. I use this for all kinds of things, whether it's burgers, steaks, or dessert. This is a wonderful mixture here. We're just going to let this, like I said, cook down and thicken up. And as that is cooking, we are going to start here also with a whipped cream. Love to support our local dairies. Get your whipped cream from your local dairies if possible. It's just so much thicker. And you guys will see what I'm talking about here. This is 2 cups of heavy cream, and look at how beautifully thick that is. I even had to whisk it up a little bit because it gets so thick from my local dairy, you almost need a spoon. All right, so we have that. We're going to put in a cupful or a teaspoon of vanilla, just like that. I make my own. You guys can do so yourself too. You get vodka, wonderful vanilla bean. Throw that up for a few months or longer. I'm putting in a cup of honey. We are going to blend. finished whipping our whipped cream here, as you can see. We've got a little double bowl here with ice and water in it. We call this an ice bath. We want to take our sauce and want to put it in here to get it to cool down. That is our wonderful dairy compote here. Absolutely lovely. We're going to let that calm down or cool down for just a few minutes. And you can continue stirring it so it gets nice and thick. And it's going to be ready for our dessert in no time. All right, the fun part now, we get to put this all together. I love all different kinds of glasses, whether you use a wine glass, you can do that. You have different parfait glasses will work. I really love martini glasses. They're really fun. I did a lot of my desserts in martini glasses as well, which we are going to be doing for our wonderful truffle today. And so, all right, let's show you what we have here. We have that amazing chocolate sauce that we made in a previous video. We have our pudding. It was very important to put the plastic over it, as you can see, because it doesn't have a film over the top of it. So you need thick skin over here. So we have our wonderful whipped cream and our berry compote. Look at that, how thickened that got. So exciting. You can use that later on if you want to make an entree that is great with pork loin. That is really awesome. So what we're going to do is we are going to put this all together. All right, first thing we do is our homemade chocolate pudding. Put a little bit of that in there, just like that. Get a little bit of our berry mixture. It goes layered right on top, just like that. And then a little bit of whipped cream. Just like that. And repeat. Layering our beautiful chocolate pudding. Give us some of those, just a few of the berries, because we're going to be topping it off with the berries. So a little bit of that sauce and finishing it off with a lot more whipped cream. That is what we want here. Just getting that top beautifully done with our whipped cream. Going to finish it off with our wonderful blueberries. Look at that. Wonderful blueberry sauce here. Just like that. How yummy is this? Finishing it off maybe with a beautiful strawberry, just like that. And voila, you have this amazing, wonderful dessert of the chocolate trifle. I just think it is so exciting. Enjoy, all made with our own ingredients, chemically free, and using honey. Enjoy, everyone. You hungry yet? Oh man, that is so good. Yes, so good. I'm so glad you guys love that. Thank you so much. That is funny. Yes, thank you. I've been working on the videos and trying to take better pictures and so forth and putting all my videos together for you guys. I've been working hard on this kind of stuff, making all kinds of new adjustments, right? So thank you, JJ. He says great picks. I'm trying. You know, so much different than when I first started, right? Speaking of that, boy, tomorrow is going to be one heck of a celebration with 500 episode celebration. Boy, it has been almost in February 3 years of doing this. Super excited. And yes, I started with just a laptop and no cameras, no microphones, no hardly anything. And here we are, just kicking it out of the box, you know, with a big, huge bam. I'll say that for my wonderful JJ and Frosty, right? How much fun was that? Oh, it's so good, you guys. You guys have got to try this. It's fun to do this stuff too, besides cooking, chemically free and realizing that, or maybe just learning how to do this stuff. But, even making alterations of using sugar and now using honey. Next week, you guys are going to be super excited because I'm going to be making kiffles and lemon meringue pie, trying to use arrowroot flour and honey. And so it's going to be a fun experiment. And I'm writing all this stuff down. Like I said, I'm working on a healthier version, like kind of chemically free cookbook that I'm hoping to have out in the next few months. So this is exciting to do these videos and uploading those at the same time. But, a lot of this next week, trying to do the pie and doing the kiffles without regular flour is going to be totally unique. So it may be a disaster, and I might have to show you guys something else. So everybody pray that it turns out really wonderful, right? But I am definitely enjoying using honey instead of all the sugar or any sugar substitutes, right? Good. I'm glad to hear that, JJ. Everything is doing okay. Oh, awesome. I just think this is just for women. Right? Awesome. Oh, thank you so much, guys. I'm glad. Awesome. I'm really glad. Okay, we have fed your body with some amazing, wonderful things, guys. And make sure you guys are hitting all those wonderful buttons for me. But now it's time to feed our souls. And I always have this wonderful prayer that was given to me, one of the most precious gifts ever. It's called the Be Blessed prayer, and it's the perfect moment for the segment over, because we have now given you inspiration how to make all different kinds of food chemically free, better for our bodies. Now let's go into feeding our soul, and let's kick it off with our wonderful Be Blessed prayer. Yes. Amen. Amen to that. I love that prayer. I agree with you. I love that prayer so much. What a wonderful gift. And it was just given to me by my neighbor who had written this. It's just wonderful because we don't know what you're going through, but God knows what you're going through, right? And so it's a wonderful prayer to include when you want to pray for other people. And so I have been saying this now for over 500, almost 500 episodes, as soon as I got it, for definitely 2.5 years. And it's just awesome. Kate, she wrote it on an index card, bedazzled it, and gave it to me. And it's truly one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. So that prayer is something I say every single day for all of you out there. With my wonderful personal prayers as well too. But I thought, what a wonderful thing, and I treasure that like you wouldn't believe. And we say that every Sunday, but know that I say that for you every single day. So we are going to be talking about the wonderfulness of family and friendship, right? It's just so wonderful to sit there and think about, what does that mean to me? The warmth of family, the warmth of our friends who have become family, right? And the warmth of tradition, the love that lingers, the friendships we create, all these kind of wonderful things, right? And there's so many things with this beautiful community. We've become great friends, having the wonderful artist corner, turning it into such a beautiful artist family, having most of you on so it gets to see you, hear you, know your stories. It just makes my world. I'm so blessed to have every single one of you guys in my life. It's truly a blessing. So I want to start it off here with just a little fun, just a little fun, because I saw a little clip of this song and I'm like, It just makes me smile, everyone. And we just came out of Thanksgiving. And there's also something called Friendsgiving. We talked about that on one of our shows, but I just thought this was so cute. I love this little song, so we're going to play this little clip just to get us in that happy little moment.
Why can't we be friends? 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 I've been around for a long, long time. I remember you when you pick my wine. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
I love that.
Why can't we?
I love that. Just put me in such a good mood today. I'm going to be sharing that out. You guys want to have a little moment of happiness. Why can't we be friends? And this is exactly what we're doing is we are talking about wonderful friendship, whether it's your family or friends that have now become your family. Sometimes choosing our family is the greatest things, right? And I love that. Family, extended family means everything to me. Oh, I love you too. I appreciate that so much. And so I have, let me remove that. I have a little PDF with some of my most favorite quotes here. It's called Family and Friends. Family, our friends are family here. And let's just load that up so you guys get to see some of these beautiful quotes that I love so much about our friends and our community and why they're so precious to us. The first one's our friends are the family we choose for ourselves. I thought that was really cute. Friendship is another word for love. A man's friendships are one of the best measures of his worth. Charles Darwin. There are friends, there is family, and then there are friends that become family. There's a marked difference between acquaintances and friends. Most people really don't become friends. They become deep and serious acquaintances. But in a friendship, you get to know that spirit of another person and your values coincide. It seems to me that trying to live without friends is like milking a bear to get cream for your morning coffee. It is a whole lot of trouble and then not worth much after you get it. Living without friends is like milking a bear. That's funny. Stay close to people who feel like sunlight. I always love this one so much because I'm always talking about being the light. And when you are with people that are like-minded, then it is like being with people that are like sunlight. Blood makes you related. Loyalty makes you family. Anything is possible when you have the right people there to support you. A friend is one who overlooks your broken fence and admires the flowers in your garden. I like this one too, right? A good friend just looks over those, faults that you may or may not have, but I love this. Overlooks your broken fence and admires the flowers in your garden. That one's great. One of my favorites here too. This probably is my favorite. Try to be a rainbow in somebody's cloud. I think that's so beautiful. I love Maya Angelou, but try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful quotes here, right? Nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that so much, because you guys have become so important to me every single day. I love, love, love going to the corner. It's funny that I call it the corner, but going to the artist corner whenever I get on social media, because the way we communicate, the way we share beautifulness, whether it's paintings or poetry or photography or music, and then the love we give to each other in the comments and sharing this out and being on different multiple platforms doing this, sharing the light, sharing that sunlight, right? Sharing our friendships with each other in a world that we may live in, good, bad, or indifferent. It is so great to be with like-minded people that I consider my family. And you guys have really become, like I said, extremely special to me. And I love that, right? That's right, truth. right? Absolutely truth. And she says loyalty and love means everything. Nice. Absolutely nice. I have a beautiful video we're going to try playing here. Like I said, I've been working on recording my videos here, and we're going to see if that works. Let me get that pulled up here about friendship and family. And let's pull it up. All right. Here we go, you guys. This is about the importance of family. And before we watch this too, I want you to think about the friendships we have. When they say family, and our family, I'm not disregarding our family. They are absolutely important, but the friends that we have made that we feel like they're our family, they've become so important to us, right? So when we're talking about family, we watch this video, think about the importance of our friendships that we have made too, the connections we have made, the ones we have chosen to become our family. So let's check this out.
Imagine a big, warm hug. Not just any hug, but one that feels like home. That's kind of what families are, don't you think? They're the people we share life's laughter and tears with, the ones who know us inside and out. But have you ever stopped to think about just how important families really are? How do they hold such a special place in our lives? Let's just pretend that you've had a rough day. Maybe you messed up at work, at school, or something is bothering you. Life isn't always sunshine and rainbows, right? Who do you want to talk to? Chances are it's someone in your family. They're the ones who give you a big hug when you're sad, high five you when you succeed, and tell you everything's gonna be okay even when you don't believe it yourself. It gives you the courage to try again, to keep going, even when things are hard. Let's talk about something super important, love. Family love is a special kind of love. It's unconditional. Now, say that word again with me, unconditional. It's the kind of love that says, I love you, even when you mess up. This kind of love makes us feel accepted and valued for who we are, exactly as we are. Think about your favorite toy. Maybe it's a little worn out, or maybe it's missing an eye, but you still love it, right? Well, that's what families are like. They love you even when you're not perfect, even when you make mistakes. They love you for who you are, not for what you can do. This kind of love is like magic. It gives us the strength to try new things, to be ourselves, and to know that we're always worthy of love. It's like a warm feeling inside that makes us feel good, even on not so great days. Of course, families aren't always perfect. Sometimes we argue with our siblings or don't see eye to eye with our parents. But even when things get a little bumpy, that strong family bond is still there. It's like a rubber band. You might stretch it far, but it always pulls back together. Ever feel like you don't quite fit in? We all do sometimes. That's where families come in again. They remind you that you're part of something bigger than yourself. You share a history, traditions, maybe even silly inside jokes with your family. It's like having your own little team, your own tribe, and knowing you belong to this group can give you a real sense of comfort and safety, making it easier to face the world outside. Think about it like a cozy blanket. When you're feeling cold and scared, you wrap yourself up in a blanket and feel instantly better, right? That's kind of like your family. It wraps you up in warmth and love, makes you feel safe and connected. They make you feel loved and supported, no matter what life throws your way. Imagine a beautiful, strong tree. The roots of that tree are like your family. They hold you steady, give you nutrients to grow, and help you reach for the sky. Without those strong roots, the tree might wobble or even fall over. Families are like those roots. They provide the base you need to blossom into your best self. You used to be a tiny kid, brand new to the world. Everything was so big and confusing. That's where family comes in. They're like your own teachers, showing you the ropes. Remember that time you learned to tie your shoes? Or how to ride your bike without training wheels? Maybe it was your grandma patiently teaching you how to bake cookies, or your dad showing you how to fix a wobbly bike tire. Families are like superheroes when it comes to teaching us life skills. They help us learn how to solve problems. Maybe you spilled your juice, no worries. Your family can help you clean it up and figure out how to avoid spilling next time. Families teach us how to talk too. They show us how to ask for what we need, how to say please and thank you, and how to listen to others. This is called communication, and it's super important for making friends and getting along with everyone. Life skills are like tools in our toolbox. The more tools we have, the better we can handle whatever comes our way. And families are the ones who fill our toolbox with all the important stuff.
I love that. I think of friends as in my toolbox, right? Because aren't they just that way? Friends are like your toolbox. When they're with you to help you along the way, to help you through those tough times, to help you through the great things. This is why I refer to my friends as family, because you can't have enough of those in your, what we call our toolbox, right? I just love that. Helping you through the bumpy roads, helping you through the good times, helping you to communicate, helping you to de-stress, helping you to whatever that they are. They are absolutely amazing to have. And this is why it's so important to have wonderful friends in our lives, to make sure that we cherish them, to say to them how much we love them, to let them know that they are hugely important to us, and saying the same thing to our family. I saw something that says, we are something about our friends are our family, and our family needs to be our friends. And I really like that quote as well, and I thought that was really awesome. So I'm going to play you a few little clips here about the love for friends and family here. All right. Don't hurry to live. Don't hurry time. Today is today. Tomorrow will come tomorrow. Love your family and your friends. Thank God for everything. Time flies too fast. Value everything you have. Let tea in your cup be hot, your home cozy, and let your heart be filled with love. I thought that's a little thing, a little meme. That was awesome. Little awesome one here too. This is so cute. Love. And I love this one too. We're going to show you this one here too. Love. Don't wait. Start loving people. Be generous in love. Love friends and even strangers. Direct your love to trees, stones, just love. You sit on a rock, and just like when you touch a beloved person, you will see that if you touch the rock with deep love, it will respond to you. You will almost immediately feel that it is answered. That rock ceases to be just a rock. Touch a tree with deep love, and suddenly you will see that it will not be one-sided. Not only do you love the tree, it responds to your love. Everything you do, do with love. Even when you eat with love. Chew your food with feeling. I agree with that. When you take a shower, bestow love and gratitude on the water flowing over you. Respect it deeply, because holiness is everywhere and everything is sacred. Once you feel that everything is extraordinary, you will never lack love, because you will receive it from the whole world. And look at this sweet little baby.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Isn't she adorable?
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Oh, she is beautiful, and I'm sharing all of these out so you guys can have these as well. This is really great here too. Love, know your value. This is beautiful. So let's check this one out here. Know your value, everyone. And know your value, my friends. It says, check this out.
A girl graduated from high school, and her dad said, "Congratulations. I have a special gift for you." He said, "A while ago, I bought you a car, and I've been waiting for this day to give it to you. But before I give it to you, I want you to do something with the car. I want you to take it to a dealership and ask them how much they'll give you for it." So the girl takes it to a dealership, comes back a few hours later, says to her dad, "They offered me $10,000. They said the car is old and it needs a lot of work." And dad said, "All right, now I want you to take that car to a pawn shop, see what they'll give you for it." So the girl takes it to a pawn shop, comes back, tells her dad, and they offered me $1,000. They said it's in way too bad a shape. That's all it's worth is $1,000. He said, "Okay. Last place I want you to take it. I want you to find a car club. I want you to find out when their next meeting is. Attend the meeting. Don't tell anyone you're trying to sell your car. Just tell them about it. Let them poke around." So she finds a car club, goes to the meeting, comes back to her dad and says, "Dad, at least 3 people offered me $100,000 for this car. They said this car is so rare and it's in amazing shape for the year." And the dad said, "Well, whether or not you sell the car or keep it, that's completely up to you. But let this be a lesson. Your true worth can never be seen if you're in the wrong place. If you're somewhere and you're being unappreciated, don't get angry. Just know that you're not in the right place. And never stay in a place where someone does not see your value." I like that.
I like that too. Know your worth and make sure you are in a place where
A girl graduated from high school.
appreciate your value. Have good friends that appreciate your value. Here is another quote I love here too. It says, some friendships aren't just friendships, they're lifelines. Some friends cheer you on and love you through every chapter. I like that one as well. And we are sharing these out. Grab them if you're following me on X, man. Save them and post them. I love these. This is another one here too. It says, many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints in your heart. Isn't that awesome? Right. I think so. I love that. Let's say this again. Many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints in your heart. I think that one is beautiful. Beautiful. Maybe because I love the footprints poem so much. I've been saving these. There's a whole bunch here that I got for you. There is something so beautiful about having long-term friends that have witnessed multiple versions of you and loved you unconditionally through each version. I love this one too. There is something so beautiful about having long-term friends that have witnessed multiple versions of you and loved you unconditionally through each version. I think that is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Sharing these out. You guys can follow me on X at Lady Hamilton AR1, and then you can grab these for yourself. There's another one for us here. It says, there are friends, there is family, and then there are friends who become family. Let's make sure that we choose and have friends that we want to become our family member, right? I just think that is so important, and that how much I love each and every one of you that are in my life. And thank you for allowing, me to become part of, your family. I just think that's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, I have some great. I maybe have to show that one. I've been saving these for our good news things. I got so many of them, but I'm not going to show those. But JJ was kind of talking about this. No, we're going to save that. JJ, I'm going to save that. You remind me of that story. I love this here too. And this is something I've been sharing. I'm probably going to share this again too, about positivity. Put a positive word in this empty jar. And maybe today we put friendship. And I think that is a great one to have and include in our wonderful positivity jar. And I think I will reshare that and see if what you guys put in there. I will be watching and see what you guys put in there. I just shared that out as well. I love that too. And this is what I'm saying, right? Thank you for your friends who become family. Yes. Amen to that. Amen to that. I don't know. There's been so many times up and down. I've had great shows, great bad shows. I've had good days. I've had bad days. But you know what? You guys have become such a wonderful a part of my life that you've been able to help me pull that through. And it might not even be through a conversation. It might be through a wonderful poem. It might be through some beautiful painting. And it might be a conversation. It might be something that you say in the chats. But I'll tell you how much you guys each mean to me. It is so important to me. And you have been a huge impact on my life. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for doing that, for being there for me, for being there for each other, for helping me build this wonderful community of friends that have become family. I cannot tell you how much that means to me. I love each and every one of you so much. I do. I really do. You mean so much to me. And I am truly grateful. So let's remember to have the attitude of gratitude also. And maybe that's something we write down today. I'm grateful for having friends. I'm grateful for having family. I'm grateful for having family that are like friends. And I'm grateful for having friends that are like family. And remember to call and text or write or tell each other, even if you just see each other in the chats, how much you love each other, how much you're grateful for each other. And most of all, don't forget to always be grateful for the beautiful Father above and the Savior that we have. Those are two of my most important things that I say every single day, besides all my other things, right? But yes, you guys are on my list. And you know that because I love to say the Be Blessed prayer for you. And I don't go a day without saying that prayer for each and every single one of you. You guys touch my life with every time, every single day, whether it's in the groups or it's on the show. And I'm forever grateful for each and every one of you. So hopefully we have fed your body and now we have fed your soul. And I hope to see that you guys are saying how much you love each other in the chats. Thank you so much for that. And continue to just cherish each and every one, right? It's truly, truly amazing to sit there and build this stuff together. And I thank you guys for helping me to do that. All right. Before we finish up the show with our wonderful songs to get us roared up for the week ahead, normally I have a good news episode on Mondays. Tomorrow will be a good news, Oh, I love you too, sweetie. Normally I will have a good news, and tomorrow will be absolutely good news, right? I promise you that. But tomorrow is a very special day for me. I never knew that I would ever make it to 500 episodes. In fact, I didn't even want to do a podcast. I mean, I kept hearing from God, do a podcast. Why? Because if you don't know my testimony, guys, I mean, I was literally paralyzed from like the ribs down. I couldn't walk. I had pain from like the ribs up, ached so bad. And they couldn't find out what was wrong with me. I started getting so heavy with inflammation. I had jaundice all over my body, and sent me to this specialist or that specialist, and doctors couldn't figure it out, but they could drug me. They could tell me that, hey, I don't know, it could be a few months, but it just got worse and worse and worse. And thank heavens that, God not only was able to save my life, but he did that through my wonderful husband, who is a nurse. And he's like, we have got to do something. First of all, we got to find you better care. And lo and behold, somebody came up to buy our house. And the reason they did is because the house was over 110 years old and they wanted to make it a historical site. And I was like, yeah, I mean, thank you. It was an answer to my prayer. But just even a few weeks before that, we're writing this list, like if I could have before I die, kind of thing. And as we were looking for houses, the second one was a house that we're in right now. And I just had this huge feeling, this is the house. And lo and behold, down the road, my husband's like, we've got to detox your body. We've got to get it cleaned out, remove all these toxins, and maybe this will help, And thank heavens he was inspired, because I had the local ranchers down the road and I have the local produce people that saved my life. And I literally eat from them. Very seldom do I go to a grocery store and buy things there. And if I do, it's because they carry my local dairy, or they carry, Amish butter, or they carry certain things, that I get there as well. But here I am. And so I got inspired to do this podcast, and we didn't listen, and I didn't listen, and I didn't listen. And then he started bugging my husband. And my husband's like, I really think you're supposed to do a podcast, because God's now telling me you're supposed to do a podcast. And so here we are, 2.5 years, 2 3/4 years, whatever later, 500 episodes. And here we are, trying to do my very best to inspire you, to bring you news, to bring you guests, to bring you art and beauty, to bring you wonderful now recipes and cooking, to teach you guys tinctures, to bring on my wonderful husband who gives you guys and answers, medical questions, and do everything we possibly can. And my latest thing is I just sharing good news, more of a positive route. And when God talks to me, I try to do my best to listen. So Monday normally is good news. There's so much beauty and humanity in this world that I want to share. And I might finish with a few ones, but I've been saving a really great stories. So if we don't get to them tomorrow, we'll get to them the next week, to uplift us, to remember, that there is beauty in this world. We all know everything else that's going on, but nice to be reminded that there is true beauty in this world. But tomorrow is special. Tomorrow is my 500th episode. So how do I celebrate that? I celebrate it by highlighting you guys, highlighting the beauty that you guys share with me every single day. And you guys, I have an amazing art group. And if you don't belong to it, please come over and join it, because these are some of the most beautiful people you will ever meet in your life. And I don't mean just through their artwork and their music and their poetry and their writings are phenomenal. But the communication, the love and the comments that they have for each other, the way that they always uplift each other, ask questions, collaborate, do whatever. They truly care about each and every one, and it's so beautiful to see, to go in there and to see that kind of love every single day. I'm truly blessed. So that, to me, it's an absolute honor to highlight them and show you how wonderfully talented these people are. You can find us in these groups here. You can find us in a group on True Social, and you can find us on a beautiful community over there on X. And please do, whether you're an artist or not, because I promised you the communication just with these wonderful individuals will bless your life too, just as it's blessed mine. So tomorrow we've got over, 75 different images of wonderfully talented people that are going to bring the holidays to us, whether it's winter scenes or it's Christmas scenes or it's beautiful, beautiful images of the Savior. We are going to celebrate together and really ring in the Christmas season the right way, with Artist Corner style, right? Lady Hamilton style. I'm so excited to do this, everyone. Right? Oh man. That's right. We're going to pray for that, because I am going to be playing your beautiful video there, JJ, because we cannot finish our show without being pumped up, right? Pumped up with that, with the beautiful armor of God. And JJ made a really amazing video. We're just going to hope that it goes through. If it doesn't, I have a way, JJ, that I'm going to be able to fix that so it will. So don't you worry, because we will find out. So hopefully the show doesn't get a ding to it. We'll find out. We pray. But yes, 500 episodes. Oh, Rock Candy, welcome. Nice to have you joining us. Wow, welcome. So nice to see you. So yes, sweet, you like the idea. Yes, I do too. Ringing in the holidays, Artist Corner style. These are some of my great friends, and I'm so honored to share that with you guys tomorrow. So make sure you join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. and help me come and celebrate. Even if you can't stay, please just come in and drop a line and say hello. And that would make my day. I would appreciate that so much. But we are going to celebrate tomorrow, like I said, and ring in the holidays together, of course, through beautiful, beautiful artwork. All right, everyone. Let's see here. That's right. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's an amazing feat. And thank you, God, for giving me this opportunity to bless other people's lives as they have blessed me. All right, we're going to sit there and close out our shows here with 2 amazing songs, but I love this, and thank you, JJ, for this video. It is Putting on the Armor of God.
Put on your armor and fall. was light, but somebody hit the breaker. Lost in the dark till I met my maker. Fighting for peace while I'm here on God's acres. Love thy neighbor. I don't even hate haters. They say don't be violent in the face of my traitors. We can talk about it later. My savior came in flipping tables. I'm a crusader. My heart is my anchor. The angels are crying and smearing their makeup. You dance with the devil. I march to their cadence. Feeding my kids with the fruits of my labor. I paid all my payments. I'm all out of patience. So save all your statements. You say from your basement. I stand on the pavement and fight for my people against you dictators.
The cries of the crusaders, show them what we're made of. I put my armor on. Hear the cries of the crusaders, show them what we're made of.
I stand for what's right, even if I stand alone. I'd rather be losing this battle than winning while fighting for something that I know is wrong. Known all along, I have a purpose. Gotta reach my people. Ain't no common ground on the battlefield that we're standing on. It's a war going on of good and evil. I'm a crusader. Screaming my prayers. I'm hoping that God hear my word and find favor. Speaking my truth and my tongue is a razor that open the wounds that the devil disabled. I'm standing in light, so the darkness around me, my heart keep on pounding, the trumpets are sounding. I'm not backing down and they counting me out, but I just keep on counting.
The cries of the crusaders, show them what we're made of. I put my armor on. Hear the cries of the crusaders, show them what we're made of. God is not giving us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and light and of a sound mind.
Isn't that fabulous? Thank you so much, JJ, for that. Absolutely beautiful. As you can see, everyone loves your video. It gets us all pumped up for the week that's coming ahead. Oh, thank you so much. That's right. God wins. God wins. I agree. Oh, amazing. God wins. Yes. And I am excited for that. Super excited. Rock Candy, the same thing. I wish I could put your emojis in there, guys, from Rumble. But Rock Candy says the same thing. God wins. Yes, amen to that. And we put on our armor as we face another week. And so as we leave today, we have an amazing, amazing group that has done 6 live concerts on this show. And hopefully we will be able to fill our hearts with the beautiful sounds. We're going to be playing my favorite song from them on the way out, and thank them so much. But RMM is a beautiful, beautiful band. And you guys, I hope you have the most amazing night. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully you guys were inspired to cook some of these great things. If you have any questions, you guys can reach out to me via put it in the comments. I'll be able to answer any questions I want to, or that you want me to, you guys. If you want to know about the shows that are coming up, please give me a follow. You can find me on X at Lady Hamilton AR1. You can also find me on X Truth Gabbed and Pilled Lady Hamilton Art. Let's give some love to our wonderful moderators. They truly are the best. Not only do I have the best viewers, but thank you, moderators, for all that you do to help share and support the show. So let's give them some love for being with us here today, starting with the amazing JJR SVL. You guys can find him and follow him, please, on Truth, X, Gab, Pills, and Getter. And that video we just saw was from his amazing Rumble channel. Our fantastic Tri-Stater, thank you so much for being with us here tonight, too. Please give him some love and a follow on Truth and on X. He's got a great group over there on Truth Social called the Glitter Box. Let's give beautiful Nancy some love and give her a follow on Truth and on X as she's handling Rumble and YouTube. Frosty, thank you so much for being here tonight, my friend. I'll make sure I give you that email so that you can share that positivity and friendship out. Please give him a follow on Truth and on X, and also our amazing Kim. Let's give her some love on Truth. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We are going to be jamming out with my favorite song from this group from ROM. It's called He Roars. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the 500 show celebration. right? 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, everyone. But right now we are going to be rocking out to He Roars from Arrowman. Everyone have a beautiful and blessed evening, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Here we go. Good night, everyone. See you soon.
As the tribes are gathered from the four winds, on eagle's wings they rise again. Up from the graves with a breath of life, no mighty army stands to fight. He will gather for his name's sake, for his wrath shall not endure forever. From his hill, he rose from his hill, he rose from his hill, he rose from his hill. Not by the plan of mortal man, nor the strength of the mighty warrior's hands. Jacob's tents will teem again, as Yahuwah's hands brings his children back. He will gather for his name's sake, for his wrath shall not endure forever.